We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta.
My last question to you.
Yeah.
And your true thoughts. I don't know if you heard anything. I don't know if you think it might happen, but I gotta ask because I feel like this has been floating around. Little breadcrumbs have been dropping a little bit lately, especially with the new TV deals and the investors that just came in. Like this league's gonna expand. Are we getting a team in Finland?
I'm not the person to ask. I'm not doing those type of deals, man. I don't think I'm the person to ask for that.
This is what I would say. If we got a team in Finland, I think it's a consideration. I don't know that for a fact. So I think it's a consideration based on how people are seeing.
We could talk about it. I think
you
could do that if you wanted.
Especially seeing what Nordic's doing. They're like, oh, there is talent up there, right? And it's not like they got like, the cities that are combined are only separated by whatever sea that is in a bridge. Like it's real.
It's like a 30-minute train ride from like Malmo to Copenhagen. I got lost a couple times. I was in Copenhagen and I thought I was in Malmo. I was in Malmo, thought I was in Copenhagen. And the train and public transportation from those two cities is the same. So you don't even know you left the country.
Yeah. And it's not like
there last year and it was crazy.
And it's not like people from Stockholm are daily commuting to Copenhagen. That's like a 3-hour train or something like that, whatever. But what I'm saying is like with Finland, people are seeing what's going on up north. It's like, oh, what's another opportunity we could dive into? If they did dive into Finland, I personally feel like it would have to be Helsinki. Obviously, you have the homegrown, the numbers in regards to homegrown talent. It's an easy city to get to, and obviously you know more than me. But am I off base with that, or do you see a team in Finland coming? Maybe what do you know or not? Do you see it potentially happening?
Honestly, from what I've seen in the last couple of years, basically since the ELF, it doesn't look like Finland is going that route. There's some things in the works that I won't speak on in terms of like the league and stuff going forward that I know that don't make me think that, an ELF team is the route that Finland wants to go. And the only reason I say that is because I really think that it's a different situation than what people think in Finland. I think there's two huge issues with trying to do an ELF team in Finland. The financial issue is a huge issue because unlike the Denmark and how they were able to kind of market that area and you could kind of supplant some players and then get the funding and stuff, the culture in Finland is much more adverse to the English language and the American culture, and that's what American football is. It's an American culture.
Yeah,
I think one reason that football does so well in Germany, if you take away the language of the German language, you're in the United States. Like once you learn the language and figure out how they work and stuff, like you're in a major like country like that, and there's not much difference. That's why the football, there's so many fans. You can get the sport to get exposure without everyone having to know exactly what it is. Similar to in the United States where you go to a football game, you might not know anything about football, but you go into the game and you're having a good time because it fits the culture. And I think you have to find places like that for that to work. Even when you go to places like Spain, even in Switzerland, certain areas, you can find that culture. Finland does not have that culture yet. Now, even in a place like Sweden, you can find that culture. There's a diverse population in that country that is open to that type of thing. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. If anybody from Finland is like, oh, man, you shouldn't know Finland. No, it's just say this as a person who's lived here for almost a decade now. Finland does things the Finnish way, and we like it. That is something that might not be conducive to bringing in a new team. And I think it's one of those situations where I want to say this too, because I don't know if I ever had a chance to say it, but Finland football players better than Swedish and Danish. Yeah, I said there's homegrown players better. From top to bottom, Finland has better players. There's a reason that league has been able to sustain itself throughout the ELF. You see a lot of leagues, their top
That's
talent
true.
is gone. And even with, all those Finns going to Vienna, a lot of that has to do with being comfortable being around other Finns. It's pretty much the only reason they go. If you've done any football history, there's a large transfer of players from Sweden and Finland when they played in their top leagues, and a lot of times the Finnish players would go to where they knew other Finnish people.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of the only reason they will go. But the thing about the Finnish players, they always come back. Almost every Finnish import player always comes back. Now these guys going to Vienna, some of them come back, some of them not coming back, but that's because it's a pipeline now.
Yeah.
And with that being said, most players in Finland end up playing in the top league against top imports. And when they look at other leagues, they're like, why would I go do that when, Finland, like I said, we like what we have going and we enjoy it here. So there's no reason to necessarily leave. I think if you try to bring in an ELF team, it becomes this big monster. And again, not trying to be too negative, but it is what it is. ELF is about ELF. Like all the teams are teams, but it's all ELF, and you're a team in the ELF. Finland don't really rock like that. Like teams are very independent and they like that. And you build those type of organizations. If you try to bring a team here, you would get kickback, I think, from certain teams and organizations. Like people would legitimately be like, I'm not rocking with the ELF team because it's in Helsinki. And, I'm from Vasa. Like I'm not messing with it. I'm from Seinäjoki. I'm not going all the way to Helsinki to play for that team. And there was something floated a couple of years ago about, a similar situation to what the Nordic Storm does where you play in multiple locations in Finland for an ELF team. I think that, again, that's the only way that it would work. But there'd be a lot of people that'd be like, no, I don't want to do it. Because what's in it for us? What's in it for Finland to be a part of something else when Finland is comfortable and likes what it has? Like the Maple League is one of the best leagues in Europe. And from top to bottom, if you look at players, competition, rules, efficiency, all that stuff is one of the best. Now, from terms of fans, exposure, media, it's not anything close to ELF. But again, in Finland, that's not what drives these players. That's not what drives the fans of the game. Like that's not what moves the needle. So you'd be trying to force things that work elsewhere into here. And that has not worked for a lot of people trying to do things in Finland, myself included, is you can't really force Finland to do something else. So I think if you were to do another Nordic team, you just go to Sweden. You go to Stockholm. I think Stockholm would be a better location. But I think that, again, I don't know the financials.
Yeah.
The financials is probably the biggest thing. From what I've heard before in the past is there was an attempt for a Stockholm-based team to get an ELF, and the financials, it was too much of a push. So the team said, we're not going to put ourselves in debt to get in the ELF.
Yeah.
And again,
it'll be